So this is how I'm able to get 5 to 10 day shipping times from my Shopify dropshipping stores that enables me to scale the stores to $100,000 a month without any supplier issues or logistical issues. Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. My name is Mohsin, known as the ECOM King, and in today's video, I'm going to be teaching the exact suppliers, agents, and fulfillment centers that I'm currently using when I start a brand new Shopify dropshipping store that enables me to scale them to $100,000 a month without worrying about the logistical problems that might occur using a bad supplier or not using a proper agent. Now, the most important part of your dropshipping business is the logistical side, because that's the only part of the business that you're not involved in, because you're having to outsource it, which means you're having to put trust in another person to make sure that they're doing their job properly so you can keep your customers happy. Because customers don't want to be waiting 20 to 30 days to receive their product, and they don't want to be receiving a product that's not good quality. So that's why it's so important to have good quality products and a fast shipping time, because if you don't, then you will be getting loads of chargebacks, refunds, and you'll lose loads of money. And that's why in this video, I'm going to be sharing all of the best Aliexpress alternatives for suppliers, agents, logistical teams, fulfillment centers, so you guys don't have to worry about any of that. I'm also going to be covering the most important things that you must understand and know before working with a supplier, and I'm also going to give you a list of questions that you need to be asking the suppliers before you work with them to make sure that you have no issues. Now, this video is incredibly important right now because of the issues that's currently happening in China with the new variant. I'm not going to mention it because YouTube doesn't like it, but because of this now, it's making things a lot harder in Shopify dropshipping. So if you don't have a good supplier, then you really are going to get screwed. What I've also done for you guys is I've created a free Google Doc sheet that's going to obtain all the questions that you need to ask these suppliers. It's also going to contain the information about the importance of understanding certain things before working with them, and it's also going to give you the direct links to work with these suppliers. So as soon as we hit 2,000 likes on this video, I'll leave the free Google Doc sheet in the pinned comment and the description below. Before I show you guys all the best Aliexpress alternative suppliers and agents, I want to quickly go over the most important things that you must know before working with a supplier. So if you're going to do one product dropshipping, which most of you guys are going to be doing, and I'd recommend it if you're starting a brand new business and an e-commerce store, which is basically where somebody comes to your website, they order the product, you go to your supplier, they place the order, and then it gets shipped directly to your customer. That's what they call one product dropshipping. Now, this type of dropshipping called one product dropshipping is not perfect, and it doesn't matter what supplier you use, you will never have a perfect situation when working with them, because the actual way this works is actually flawed, but it is getting better over time, but it's still flawed. The reason why it's flawed is because when you're doing one product dropshipping, most suppliers do not have that product in their warehouse, so it means that they have to go out there and actually order the product in and then send it to your customer, and that's what can take a lot of time, and that's why one product dropshipping shipping times can take all the way up to 20 days, even 30 days. The next thing that you need to really understand is product quality and shipping times are more important than finding the cheapest price. Now, most people try and look for the cheapest price in the market to find the product and to ship the product, but they don't take into consideration shipping times and product quality. Those are the two things that matter the most, because you can, like I said before, you can sell loads of products to people, but if they don't get them on time with a good quality product, you're just going to get refunds and chargebacks, so you're going to lose out on all that money. So when I share with you guys the suppliers I'd recommend that you use, don't look at the actual product pricing and the shipping pricing and think, oh, it's too expensive, I can't use them, because at the end of the day, you should be pricing your products a little bit more expensive to adjust for that extra cost that they're charging you. Now, the next important thing that you need to know before working with a supplier is make sure you're using a credit card to pay for the item or PayPal, because at the end of the day, if you order from the supplier and something goes wrong and they don't want to refund you, then at least you know you got purchase protection with your credit card and with PayPal. So if God forbid anything goes wrong, you know you can rely on those two methods to ensure you if the supplier doesn't help you out. And the last important thing that you need to know is you need to start ordering samples of the product before you start selling them. Now, especially if you're ordering electronical products, you want to make sure that you're ordering samples and you're testing them before you're actually selling them, because at the end of the day, you could be selling something that you've never tried, but it's actually faulty and it just doesn't work. So you need to make sure you can vouch for the product, because if you're not happy with it, why would somebody else be happy with it? Now let's cover the best one product dropshipping suppliers, and most of you guys will be using these suppliers because it's the entry level way to start dropshipping. So the first one product dropshipping supplier that I recommend is called USADrop.com, and most of you guys haven't heard of them, which is a good thing, and they're the first fulfillment center in China that are American made. Now what they mean by that is a lot of people in America have moved from America to China to offer dropshipping supplier services. So that means that when you communicate with them, they're from the US. Now the next thing that's important is they've got 5 to 8 day delivery time, because they're using things like United States Parcel Service, FedEx, UPS, Union Express, and you can also see these are the payment options that they offer, PayPal. And now most suppliers that don't offer PayPal, that is a big red flag. So if they've got PayPal, that's a very good thing to see. And then you can see here why USA Drop, reliable and fast without Chinese labels. Total shipping time from China to the USA is 5 to 8 days. If you don't want your goods to display shipping information from China, we can offer USPS Express Weibo with no Chinese information. Now that's one of the biggest issues in dropshipping right now. When your customer receives the product and the tracking number, it says it's coming from China. Now by using this, it won't give them that information, so it actually looks a lot more professional. So now I want to show you guys the back end to usadrop.com so you guys know how to use them for yourself. So once you've made an account using the link in the description below, which is completely free, they have got a free plan and I'd recommend that everyone uses the free plan to start with. You're going to see when you go over to sourcing that it'll take you to this page, and what you want to do is you want to add the Aliexpress link of the product into this page, and once you've done that, you want to select the 3 countries that you're going to want to ship the product to. So I might want to select the United States, the United Kingdom and Canada. These are the 3 countries that I might want to sell to. Now the reason why they want that information is because they want to know what the best shipping lines to those countries. Now to Europe, there might be one that's the same for all the other European countries. So that's why they want to know that. Once you've done that, you want to hit submit, and then once you've done that, they'll give you a quote on the cost of the product, the shipping time and the shipping fee, and that can take between 1 and 3 days, because what they're doing is they're not using AliExpress. They're going to try and find that product in the Chinese system of products, and they're going to try and find it for the cheapest price, the best quality product with the best shipping line. So that's why it takes a few days to do it, but they're not going to be sourcing any of this from AliExpress. They're going to be using their own systems to do this. So once you get a quote on usadrop.com, you can confirm the quote and agree to work on that quote, which means the cost of the product and the shipping times and the shipping costs. And once you've done that, you can import the product directly to your Shopify store by integrating them together, which takes literally 1 click. Once you've done that and you're starting to get sales using usadrop.com as a supplier, you can head over to the orders section and you can click 1 button to fulfill all your orders with usadrop.com, which is amazing. Now if you head over to the winners section of their website right here, it's going to show you all of the different products that they've got right now in their warehouse. And if you look at this photo here, you can see here buy USA drop. That basically means that they've got that product in their warehouse. And this is what I was saying to you guys before. When you're working with a one product dropshipping supplier, if they've got the product already in the warehouse, now the reason why they might already have that product in the warehouse is because they're working with another dropshipper that's doing large amounts, and they're having to buy that product anyway, so they're just going to let you use their stock. So that's how it basically works. So a lot of these companies will stock up on products that are doing really well at the moment, because that will give them faster shipping times. So if you work with them, that's how you're going to get quicker times on the products. And you can see here, once you click the link to the winner, it's going to give you the option to import the product straight away. You don't need to get a quote because they've already given you the cost and the delivery times. And you can see here, it shows you here an example of the different variants, the sizes. They also give you a graph of the sales volume right now, and this is by TikTok data, so it's showing you the data on the volume, which is really cool. And it's also showing you an example of a few different ads, and they also give you the description. Now they also have a POD section of their website, which is where you can customize products like this necklace. You can have somebody's name on the necklace instead of a standard name. You can put a name on this handbag. So this is basically customizable products, and they're giving you the option to drop ship these straight away, which is really cool, because some suppliers will ask for a minimum order quantity to let you do this. Now personalized products are really hot right now in drop shipping because of the perceived value behind them. Now the second supplier that I'd recommend is called ZenDrop, and as you guys can see on the screen, the interface is amazing. And you can see here, once you create an account for free, there will also be a link in the description to create an account with all of these suppliers for completely free. You can see here, this is how your dashboard will look, and if you go to find products, this is going to show you ships from the USA. So instead of shipping from China, and this is in the recommendation, so with this current issue going on in China, if you are able to find suppliers that ship direct from USA to USA or from the USA to Europe, then that's going to cut the issue out. So I'd recommend that most people move away from China unless their Chinese suppliers able to carry on under these conditions that are currently going on in China right now with the new variant. Then just go directly to a USA supplier. Now you can actually just filter it down just by USA by clicking it, so that will only show you the products that are being shipped directly from the USA to the USA or from the USA to Europe. Now I've just kept it on basic, but as you guys can see here, when you're scrolling through the products, you're going to see under the name of the product by ZenDrop Fulfillment. What that means where it says by ZenDrop Fulfillment means it's coming from their fulfillment center. They're not having to order it from another company and then get it into their warehouse, which takes up loads of time. They've got it on their site ready to ship to your customer. So make sure that when you're looking for a product using ZenDrop or any other supplier like ZenDrop, you're looking for by fulfillment by them, so you know you're going to get the quickest time. Now once you find a product that you like, for example, this is a winning product that I used to sell back in the day, and I made a good few $100,000 with this product with my business partner. You can see here, it's going to give you the product cost, which is $1 to $4.56. Now normally loads of these private suppliers and AliExpress alternative suppliers are slightly more expensive than AliExpress by a few dollars. Sometimes they're just the same price, but normally it's maybe a few dollars extra. You can see here their shipping time times from the USA is 10 to 15 days, and that's going to cost you $5.10. And you guys can see here internationally, you got 10 to 15 days, which is going to cost you $6.60. Now they do have an option for 20 to 30 days, which I do not recommend. If you're going to use that option, that's up to you, but I will not recommend that option right now. And you guys can see here, USA Express is going to cost you $9.10, and that one's going to be 7 to 12 days. Now what you might want to do is you might want to offer both of these options, the regular one for 10 to 15 and the express one, which is 7 to 12, and you might want to have on your website a free option, which will be this option, and a paid option, which will be this one, and you charge them $10 for this option. This one's going to be free. Now a lot of you are going to say, well, the product's going to be too expensive. Now this product could easily be sold for $39.99. Now I used to sell this 3D night lamp for $34.99 or $39.99. So with the product cost, let's say $6.60, which is the shipping cost, with the product cost, you're looking at around about 12 to 14, maybe 15 worst case scenario product cost. Now if you're selling it for $34.99 or $39.99, you're still able to achieve a great profit margin. So as soon as you find a product that you like on Zendrop, you can scroll down, go to where it says add to import list, and import it directly to your Shopify store. Now another thing that I really do love about Zendrop is they're giving you branding options straight out the bat by going to the settings cog here and going to where it says branding. And what you guys can do is you can actually create a personalized card that will be inside the product packaging. So when the product receives the package, when they open it, there's going to be a little card, like a little business card with your information on it to feel like it's a real brand. Now how you do that is by going to this page, and you can add the logo, add the title, add the message. So what you want to do is you want to add your Shopify store logo here. You're going to want to add the title, so thank you very much for your order, and then you're going to want to put your message, thank you for your order. Because you've ordered with us, you'll get a 20% discount on your next order. Then you can add the company information here, so if they've got any issues, they can get in contact with you straight away. Now this will only work if the product's being fulfilled by Zendrop directly instead of them outsourcing it out. So you can see here it says, please note that branding thank you cards are currently only available for products inside the Zendrop fulfillment catalog. Now what you can also do is if you've created the thank you card in Photoshop, you can go to custom and just import it directly instead of creating it through here. So another mind-blowing feature that Zendrop offers you is bundle boxes and subscription boxes directly through their one product dropshipping service, which most other companies don't offer, if any offer. And you guys can see here, bundle and boxes. When you want to sell more than one product together, you can use our branding feature. By bundling products, you can increase the perceived value of product offerings. Bundling will show your store as a single product bundle with multiple items. So how does it work? Click create a bundle, search the product that you want to bundle, and then you can import it to your store. So let's say you want to sell a makeup brush with a makeup pad, you can bundle them together. Then they've also got subscription boxes, so you can create a subscription service through Zendrop. So you don't need to use any other apps to do this. You might have to get the desired look that you want instead of having a basic look, but the actual interface and the actual back-end system will be done through Zendrop, which is insane. Now if you haven't checked out a subscription box service video that I've made showing one of my e-commerce brands that use subscription models to actually create a lot of profit, then I'll leave that video linked in the description below, because subscription boxes are huge right now, especially if you want to make as much money as possible. So I want to quickly go over the membership plans with Zendrop, and I also want to say that every supplier that I'd recommend in this video, start with the basic plan, the free plan, and then if you want to upgrade slowly, then upgrade. But if you look at the benefits with Zendrop, the free one gives you access to 1 million products, 24-hour support, product sourcing, which is great. Then you've got Pro version, which gives the option for unlimited orders per month, automated fulfillment, custom branding, US products, and express shipping. Then if you go to the plus section here, you're going to get the option for Zendrop Academy, product bundles, subscription boxes, chargeback management, private product listings, trending product finder, and you're also going to get order credits. Then if you go with the select plan, then you're going to get personalized support, fast US shipping, price negotiation, partner resources, and brand development. So if you're absolutely killing it with your dropshipping store, then you might want to consider the plus version and the select version. Then if you're doing a modest amount of orders a week, which is around about 5 to 10, maybe 15, 20, then you want to consider the pro version because it will give you unlimited order fulfillment, which you're definitely going to need. Now the next supplier that I'd recommend is CJ Dropshipping, and I'd only recommend using CJ Dropshipping if you've already used USADrop.com or Zendrop and you've either not found the product on there or it's too expensive, then consider using CJ Dropshipping. Now the reason why I'm saying that is because the communication on there is nowhere near as good as Zendrop or USADrop.com. Now the thing with CJ Dropshipping is they're one of the biggest, if not the biggest suppliers in China, and that's why they're one of the companies that it's hard not to use because they have such a big catalog of products. They have the most warehouses. If you go to warehouses, you can see they have a warehouse pretty much everywhere: US, Thailand, China, Germany. So what this enables you to do is if you only want to sell to Germany, so from Germany to Germany, they have a warehouse over there. So that's why CJ is quite hard not to use, because of the amount of warehouses warehouses that they use. And when it comes to using CJ Dropshipping, create a free account, and they only offer a free account. And once you've done that, connect it to your Shopify store. And then what you guys can do here is you can go to the warehouses, go to the China ones, and you can see here you can find all of the different products. Now CJ do have most of the products already in their warehouses, and they don't really ever need to outsource it from another warehouse to their warehouse, which means that they're able to give you really fast shipping times from the get-go on those products. Now when using CJ Dropshipping, their China warehouses are normally more than enough in terms of shipping times because of the express shipping that they do have, but in certain cases you might want to use their US ones, especially if you're doing US to US because of import taxes and things like that. I don't want to get into it too much, but if you want to sell directly to one country, then it's best to find a supplier in that country and sell it to that country, and that's just some advice I'd give everybody. Now that's why again CJ is great, but let's say for example I want to sell this product right here. You can see once you open it up, if you go to their shipping methods, you can see that CJ offer a lot of different shipping methods. They offer probably the most when it comes to suppliers, and you want to go for the ones that are between 10 and 18 days. You can see this one here is CJ Packet Ordinary. It's going to cost $3.78 to $6.42, and it's offering 10 to 18 days. Now you also look at the other shipping lines, because weird enough, some of the other shipping lines that are actually faster, like USPS, is actually cheaper than the other option, yet it's quicker. So always look through their different options. Now if it gets a bit confusing and you don't understand how all of these work, then contacting CJ and asking them how it works and which one's the best, because it's not about using a method that's best for the one option, meaning that when you sell a product to one customer, that'll be the best option for them. You want to find an option that'll be the best for all of your customers, and that's why sometimes it's important to ask CJ which is the best option to sell in the UK to the US, and they'll tell you which one that they would recommend using for certain reasons. Now the next supplier that I'd recommend, and this is for my European people, is BigBuy.eu. Now this is a supplier that specializes in the European market. Now think of BigBuy as Aliexpress but in the EU, which is amazing, because what it means is if you're a European dropshipper and you're selling to European countries, then this is the best option because of shipping times, quality product control, and communication in the language that you want to be spoken to. Now their headquarters are in Spain, which is amazing as well, and you guys can see here they do offer dropshipping service. So you can see here, what is BigBuy dropshipping service? Dropshipping is a business model that allows you to have all of the BigBuy stock at your disposal without investing in a single euro in terms of stock. And you guys can see here how it works in terms of how it all works, and you can see all of the categories are here in terms of what they offer on dropshipping. Even if you live in the United States and you want to use BigBuy, I'd recommend it, because let's say you're trying to sell to the German market and you can use a supplier from BigBuy that can send to the German market, then it's going to cut down on a lot of expenses and a lot of shipping times because they're directly in the European market. Now the only downside to BigBuy is you do have to pay an upfront fee to use them, because you need a license to be able to use BigBuy, and that can cost between $300 and $500. And yes, it is expensive, but it's definitely a great option for those that are very serious about dropshipping, especially in the European market, or have had sales and made a decent amount of money. Now the last one product dropshipping supplier that I'd recommend is Spocket, and Spocket has always been a great supplier for dropshipping. And once you've made an account with them for completely free, you want to head over to US/EU products, and these are the products that are being fulfilled from the US and the European countries directly to your customer. Now how Spocket works is Spocket isn't actually a supplier. Spocket is a network of suppliers. So they find a network of different suppliers and they verify them, and then they let you use them. So look at Spocket as a network like Uber. Uber finds you taxis and then you ride in them. Spocket finds suppliers that they can trust and validate them, and then you sell from them, or you actually order from them. Now one of my companies called Fad Closet, we are actually a Spocket supplier for Spocket. So we actually supply Spocket with jackets to sell for dropshippers. So I know how it all works, and that's why I love Spocket so much. Now, in terms of what are the best industries for Spocket suppliers in terms of shipping times and things like that, it tends to be home decor, it tends to be fashion, and it tends to be things like home appliances. Anything outside of that is not the best on Spocket, and that's why that's the only downside to them. It's a limited range of products. Now let's say for example you do find something on Spocket that you want to sell because you're a fashion dropshipper. Let's say I want to sell this wool knitted t-shirt. You can see here it comes from the United States and it's by this here. So this person here is the supplier that Spocket has found and verified, and you can see here these are the processing times, 5 to 7 days, and you guys can see these are the shipping times, and you can see it's completely free from the US, 8 to 14 days, and you can see here from Finland 8 to 14 days, worldwide 15 to 30 days, and you can see the return policy right here, which is nice and clear. And I'm going to be going over return policies in a minute because that's extremely important. So the next one product dropshipping supplier that I'm going to be covering is called Printful. Now this is a print on demand supplier, and I wanted to cover a print on demand supplier with you guys in this video because print on demand is getting massive in 2022, and I think it's one of the biggest opportunities opportunities to make money in the dropshipping community right now. Now, some of the biggest dropshipping stores in the world actually have print on demand and normal dropshipping products in one dropshipping store, and that's how they're able to make loads of money. Now, for those that don't know what print on demand is basically where you're selling merchandise like t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, canvases, and you're printing a design onto that object one at a time as soon as you get an order in. Now, when it comes to print on demand, Printful is my favorite supplier for this, and I want to go over the reasons why, and I also want to show you how you can use Printful. So the reason why Printful is my favorite is because they have the best fulfillment centers. They've got fulfillment centers in the US, Europe, Australia, and the UK. Now, the reason why that's so important is because if you're selling directly to that country, it means that you can fulfill from that country. And the other good thing about that is obviously import taxes is not going to be a bigger issue. Things like shipping times are going to be a lot quicker. And you can also put on your website that everything that's made on your store or your website is all made from the country that they're buying from. So you can put proud to be made from the UK, and you can have that as a selling point to your website. Now, if we scroll down, the other benefits are you can see how many active users they've got, showing you that they're a massive company. And when there's a massive company that you're working with, it means you can trust them. It's like when you work with a company like Amazon or you work with a company like Apple, because they're such a big company, you know you don't need to worry too much if something goes wrong, because they're going to be reliable when things go wrong. You can see they've got a responsible fulfillment center, no minimum quantity, so you don't need to be buying in bulk, custom branding, free to use, complete automation, best shipping rates, selling locally and globally. So these are the countries and the cities that they have their manufacturing and printing and embroidery services from. And this is a massive opportunity because it means that if you're selling directly to the UK, you are having a direct service from Birmingham, UK to your customers. So if they live in, let's say, London, it's not going to take too long to get there, and you can say that you're proud to actually be made in the UK. Now, once you've made a free account with Printful, this is what your dashboard will look like. And here you're going to see your order statistics, and you can see here I've had one order, and then you're going to have all these options on the left hand side. So you've got your orders, so you can fulfill your orders in this section. Then you've got product templates. Product templates is basically the template designs that you've designed and you've put them in there. So once you get orders, you can just one click fulfill it really easily. Then you've got file library, which is where you upload all your different designs into there, so you don't have to keep re-uploading them. Then you've got the stores, which ones are connected to Printful. Then you've got branding options, and this is one of my favorite features with Printful. Basically, you can add your branding to the packaging, so when people receive the box from the shipping, on the box, it's actually going to have your logo on there, which is amazing, which gives you a high perceived value. And then you can also add different branding options like the receipts and stuff like that, but it does cost a little bit more. Then you've got your billing, then you've got statistics, then you've got your warehouses, which warehouses are you using. And in the bottom left section, you've got product catalog, which is all the products that they sell. And you've also got design maker, which actually gives you the option to create designs within Printful. So we are now inside of the Printful product catalog section, and these are all the different things that you can do print on demand with. Now, Printful is my favorite because of how big the catalog is. They pretty much sell everything. Now, most other print on demand companies have a small catalog, and that's why I love Printful, because it gives you options to sell absolutely everything, meaning that you can add loads of different things to your website, which means you're going to have a higher chance of increasing average order value, customer lifetime value. And you can see here, you've got men's clothing, all the things inside of men's clothing, everything that you need. You've got women's clothing here, you've got kids and youth clothing right here. You've also got hats, you've also got accessories like face masks, keychains, flip-flops, bracelets, necklaces. You've got home living, you can see all of these home living stuff. And then you've also got filtered by, so you can actually choose the technique that they're going to use. You've got embroidery. Now, embroidery is one of the biggest opportunities in print on demand right now. It used to be just print in terms of ink print, that used to be massive, but embroidery is something that most people are using right now because of the quality. So once you found a product from the catalog that you want to use, you're going to see the technique that you can choose. So you can choose DTG printing or embroidery. Now, printing is the typical ink printing, and that can wash out after about 20 to 30 washes. So I do recommend people use embroidery. That way your customers are going to have a longer value time with their product. And then you can choose the colors and you can choose the sizes. And they've also got a size guide right here, so you know you're going to get the exact size measurement that you need. And then as soon as you pick the options, you want to hit where it says add to store. Now, once you've clicked the add to store button, it will take you inside the configuration design section, where you can actually configure the design of your merchandise. So you can choose the technique. So when you choose DTG printing, in the top right, you're going to see the the options that you can put it on. So you can put it on the front of the hoodie, you can also put it on the back of the hoodie, you can also put it on the left sleeve of the hoodie, and you can also put it on the right sleeve of the hoodie. And then when you change it to embroidery, it would change the option. So now I can choose left chest for the center. Now there's a new feature called large center. Now this gives you the opportunity to add a large embroidery to your hoodie. Now most other people don't offer this because it's such a hard thing to do and it can get expensive. Now you can see here, you can choose the colors. Now when you're doing this, whatever colors you choose, these will be fulfilled onto your website. So for example, if you want all of these sizes added to your website, just click all sizes, or if you only want extra small, small and large, then just tick the ones that you want to be fulfilled onto your website. Now once you've chose the basic options like colors, sizes, then you want to choose how you want to upload your design. You can either add text directly through Printful, add a quick design, add clip art, or choose your own design. So I'm going to choose my own design from my library. So you can see these are all the designs that I've added. Now I'm going to apply my ECOM King logo here, and you can see now you can change the size of it, add it to where you want. Now obviously with embroidery, it's using stitching, so they need to match the stitch color to the color that's used in the file that you've uploaded. Now when you're using print option, the ink is easily to match, but what Printful will do is it'll use smart matching where it'll match the colors for you. But if the colors are not accurate, then just change them to the different options they've got. Now once you've done your design, it will take you to the choose mockup style. Now this is really amazing because what this will do is it will actually give you professional mockups that you can add to your website. So you can add mockups where somebody's wearing them, you can do flat mockups, and these work really well on Facebook ads. You can do mockups with the hangers on them. You can also do close-up mockups as well. Now these mockups are insane because normally to get these type of mockups you do need to spend quite a lot of money on getting them done, but Printful will give you them with the service that they currently offer. So once you've chose the mockups, it's going to take you to the detail section where you're going to add a product description. So you can see here product title, you're going to add a description, so you can add your description here. Then it's going to say benefits of demand manufacturing, add info about the demand manufacturing and benefits of the description, so you can add this as an option. Size guide option, you can actually add a size guide directly through Printful, which will save you lots of time. And then once you've done that, you can click proceed and it will take you to the pricing structure. So you can see here, this is going to now show you the price that it's going to be to actually fulfill it from Printful and how much that you're going to make. So for example, if you choose here how much you're going to sell it for, it's going to tell you the kind of profit that you're going to make if you choose a price for your website. Now once you've done that, you can click submit to store, and what it'll do is it'll actually publish it directly to your Shopify store. Now I've shown you the best one product dropshipping suppliers. These are the questions that you must ask them before working with them, especially when you're using a product outside of their fulfillment buy. Now what I mean by that is if on their website it says it's not in their fulfillment center, now most of the products that you guys are going to want to drop ship from the start might not be in their fulfillment center, so they might have to outsource it to another warehouse. Now if that is the case, then these are the questions that you must ask them straight away. So the first question is, has your warehouse facilities been affected by the new variant strain? I'm not going to say it because YouTube doesn't like it. How are you dealing with the new strain? How long have you been a private supplier for? How many e-com stores are you working with? How many employees do you have? Do your employees speak fluent English? How do you price the shipping and product pricing? Can I see your last 20 tracking numbers? Now sometimes they might not let you do that for privacy reasons, some will let you do it. What is the full refund policy on shipping and cost of goods? Now this is probably one of the most important questions that you can ask them, and this question should be asked to every supplier, even if it's being fulfilled by them, and even if they've got a refund policy, you want to make sure you're extremely clear on this, because if, God forbid, anything goes wrong with your product, they send the wrong ones out, the product's damaged, most suppliers will not take responsibility. I've had it before where I've sold $50,000 worth of stock and it's gone wrong and the supplier is nowhere to be seen. They're blaming it on me. They're not taking any authorization over their problem, and it's all on me to sort out. Now, you need to make sure the refund policy is very clear. What will give you a refund is if the product's broken, are you entitled to a refund by the supplier? In terms of shipping policy refunds, if the shipping times are outside the expected one, so let's say Zendrop promises you 14 days. If it over 14 days, do you get a refund on the shipping? Because if the customer complains and they want a partial refund, then you don't want to take the hit. So it's very important to understand the clear refund policy, and most refund policies will change depending on the product and on the industry or niche that you're selling in. The next thing is the product I'm inquiring about okay to resell, meaning no trademarks or patents? Now, what I mean by that is is the product that you're selling from your supplier, is it okay to sell? Because if it's trademarked or patent, you're not legally allowed to sell it because it's legally owned by somebody else. So you want to make sure you're very clear with the supplier on, am I allowed to sell it? Do you have a license to sell me that product and make me resell it? And if they don't, then that's why it's important. And that's why with Big Buy, you have to pay a member fee license to actually get those licenses to be able to do so. And that's why they actually charge you that money, which is good because at least you know you're not going to get into any trouble. So that's why it's very important to be very clear and ask them, because if they don't know, or if they do know, you need to know why. Because most suppliers will be like, oh, I'm not sure. They need to know, because if you don't know, it's not going to be them getting in trouble, it's going to be you getting in trouble because you're the one that sold the customer that product. They didn't sell it for you, you sold it to them. The last thing that you want to ask them is, why should I use you instead of your alternatives? Now, by asking them this question, they're more likely to give you a better service and potentially discounts on your products, because at the end of the day, what most people don't understand is suppliers need you. You do need them, but they need you more as well, because without you, they don't make money. So it's very important to keep you happy, because the more money you make, the more money they make. So that's why it's important to let them know that you're going to do a good amount of money with them, even if you've never made any money before dropshipping. It's the intention that you have. If you can prove to them that you're wanting to take your store to the next level, they're more likely to give you the best service possible. Now let's talk about scaling your dropshipping store. So let's say you're now getting hundreds of orders a week, you're making tens of thousands of dollars a week, a month. You now need to work with an agent, a big supplier, and a fulfillment center. Now I know this transition can be very scary, especially if you're coming from a one product dropshipping supplier and now buying in bulk. I know it can be scary because you're having to spend money up front on inventory, but this is extremely important because it will give you the option to private label your products, which will give you a higher perceived value. It will cut down the costs of goods, so you're making more profit margin, and it will give you faster shipping times. You must do this if you want to take your store to 7 figures, even 8 figures. So the first supplier that I'd recommend for this type of dropshipping is called Honest Fulfillment. Now this guy is from the UK. I'm a really good friend of his, and he now lives in China. So he's from the UK, born in the UK, now he lives in China. He's got a team in China that specializes in scaling a dropshipping store. So this is his website right here, and you can go to where it says bulk sourcing, and you've got dropshipping. So he does offer normal dropshipping, but he's better at bulk sourcing, if you want my honest opinion. And what you can do is you can find a product from Aliexpress and message him directly through this live chat right here and say, I want to basically get this product, source it, and basically private label it. Or you can find a product already listed on his marketplace right here, like I am now, and then click on it and then do mass fulfillment. Now when it comes to working with companies like Honest Fulfillment and doing mass ordering and bulk ordering, you're going to have to generate a quote with them, and you're going to have to really speak to them on a phone call or an email. I'd recommend a phone call, because at the end of the day, you're going to have to speak to them about buying the product in bulk. It's their job to find out the best place to buy it from. It's their job to use an agent from their service to go to the warehouse, check the product quality, to get the best product cost for you, and then to order it into their warehouse and ship it for you. So that's what their job is. Now you will need to prove to them that you are doing decent numbers for them to spend that time doing it for you, because without you even spending any money with them, they're going to go and do that for you anyway. So that's why it's extremely important that you can prove to these people that you already have the order volume that they're looking for. And when it comes to actually putting a logo on your products and putting logos on the packaging, these are the people that can actually consult you on how it's done, what they need from you, the type of logo sizes. They can do all of that for you. So the next supplier that I'd recommend for mass bulk ordering is ECOM Ops. Now I've never personally worked with ECOM Ops myself, but I've got friends and business partners that have used them, and I've only ever said good things about them. So they're talking about leveling up your China supply chains. They are based in China, and you guys can see here, orders fulfilled is a lot, product sourced is a lot, the factory partners and the satisfied clients are very important. And you guys can see here, all in one China supply chain solution. Fast shipping worldwide. We offer as fast as 4 to 8 shipping to the US and major countries. Our speeds are comparable to local shipping and open up opportunity to sell profitability worldwide. Then they talk a little bit about the fulfillment, how they do fulfillment, how they do their warehousing, how they do their sourcing, how they do their customizations, and also how they do their integrations. Because when you work with a supplier like this, when you're doing mass ordering, they might need to do third-party tracking. They might need to add a third-party app to your store to make sure that everything works really nicely. Now, if you want to work with ECOM Ops, you do need to fill out a quote so they can go out there and find out the information for you, bring it back to you, and then you can agree on it. So you need to fill out your full name, email address, Skype username, number of orders a day, how did you hear about them, and additional notes. Now in the additional notes, you want to specify what you want to do with the product. Private label it, private label the box, how much shipping time do you want to get, where do you want to sell the product to. This is what you need to be putting in the additional notes section. So the last method that you can use to do mass bulk ordering and turn your dropshipping store into an e-commerce brand is by heading over to Alibaba. Now, Alibaba is very similar to AliExpress, but the difference is it's designed for bulk ordering. Once you're on Alibaba, search for the product that you want. I wanted an LED light cutout, and then once you've done that, you want to click on one of the actual store sellers, and you can see this one right here. Now, once you go onto the product listing for the product, the first thing that you want to do is you want to head over to the right hand side, and you want to make sure that it's the manufacturing trading company, not the supplier. So you can see here it says manufacturing trading company. You always want to make sure you're working with the manufacturer and not the supplier, because these are the people that make the products. They can tell you all the information on how to private label it, how much it costs them, what's in it. So always work with the manufacturer. You also want to make sure that they've got the trade insurance right here. So you can see trade insurance and the verified supplier, and they've also got a refund policy if anything goes wrong, because if you're buying in bulk and 40% of the stuff is broken, you know you're going to get a refund. You don't need to worry about it. Now, what you can do is you can see here from 10 to 49 centimeters how much it costs. Then it goes over the amounts, so the actual quantity. If you order a certain amount of quantity, what is the shipping times and what is the pricing structure. Now, it's not as simple as just going to Alibaba and buying it in bulk, because you need to find a place to actually put those products that you're buying in bulk. So you need to have a fulfillment center. Now, the fulfillment center that I actually recommend is called Ful Philment. Now, if you just Google fulfillment, you'll see that they're massively 5-star rated by everyone. I've never heard of any issues with fulfillment. They're an amazing company. I've used them myself with one of my business partners, never had any issues. Now, you can see here fulfillment services and dropshipping from China, global fulfillment and dropshipping service, sourcing from China, branding and product photography service for Shopify, WooCommerce, Amazon, and more. Now, what you can do is you can actually contact fulfillment and tell them that you have found a product on Alibaba that you want to get to them, and they can tell you the best ways around it. They can also consult you on if that Alibaba supplier is actually very good. Now, how fulfillment actually works is once you buy that product in bulk from Alibaba, you can send it to fulfillment center, and they've got fulfillment centers in the US and in China, and their job is to look after the product, make sure the product quality is good, make sure that they're getting fast processing times and fast shipping times. They also handle refunds and exchanges, so that's what their job is. And like I said to you before, they can also negotiate with Alibaba on pricing as well and get it shipped directly from Alibaba to their warehouses, and they can give you the pricing on that as well. Now, you don't have to just use Alibaba with fulfillment. You can use any company like Alibaba that lets you buy in bulk and get it sent to a different fulfillment center. So you can use fulfillment with anyone else that offers bulk buy-in. And the same thing with fulfillment. You can't just create an account and sign in. You do need to get a quote by clicking get a free quote and tell them the information that you're looking for, and they'll give you a quote based on what they think it's going to cost you to work with them and use their space and rent their space for your own products. Now, the last thing that I want to mention is if you want to move away from doing dropshipping and head over to e-commerce and branding using companies like Honest Fulfillment, using companies like Alibaba, using things like ECOM Ops, you want to start slow and move forward. Don't just buy loads of thousands of products in bulk straight away. Order the minimum needed to work with them and then see how it goes. Don't just buy as many as you can. Do a slow progression, and they should consult you on doing that. Don't just buy as many as you can. Just slowly get into it, because you don't know if the product could flop as soon as you buy it in bulk. So those were the best dropshipping suppliers for one product dropshipping and buying in bulk and turning a dropshipping store into an e-commerce brand. Let me know if you've got any questions below in the comment section. I will be taking a look at the comment section. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and let me know which is your favorite supplier out of the ones that I've mentioned today.